Okay, guys, so it says that we're live right now. Um, I'm calling this, whatever you want to call it, this live, no BS coaching. So, hey guys, how are you? And I'm not going to do a lot of coaching today, and I'll tell you why. But I'm going to be doing these every week. So, just so you guys know, watch your email for reminders. I will be doing these every week, and I will be doing coaching. No bullshit coaching. The reason that I'm not going to do any coaching today, you may have or may start noticing, is I'm sick. I was in today's Friday, but there's a reason that I'm here, and you can't get sick through this screen that I know of. So today's Friday, and Monday I was feeling a little off. And Tuesday I was in bed all day, didn't get up. I slept 24 hours. It was bad, like really bad. Like the flu for a day, really bad. I was like, just shoot me already. And Wednesday, hey Mel, how are you? Wednesday I felt a little better. Hey Mel, call our friend James, or message our friend James Wedmore. So hey from Tokyo. So Wednesday I felt a little better, and Thursday I was like, hey, I feel good. I'm gonna make it. And yeah, no energy, no energy. And today I woke up and I'm like, oh shit, I don't feel good. And I was like, kudos to my team, because I said, hey guys, let's cancel the live today, because when I'm like this, I don't like to coach. And the reason why is because I miss things. And I miss things, that's just a waste of my time and your time. It's not fair to you. I want my full attention on you and my time with you. And I told the team, I'm like, let's cancel the live. And honestly, I haven't done a live in a year, and I'd forgotten how to do a live. So I'm like messaging a team, I'm like, how do I do a live again? And then I had to get my tripod out and all this kind of stuff. And when you're not feeling good, the last thing you want to deal with is details. And anyway, the team is like, do you feel good enough just to show up for a few minutes? And I said, yeah, I think I can manage that. And the reason I did this is to show you guys, and thank you for the team for reminding me, because once you hit a certain level of success, whether it be online or in life, sometimes we don't have to show up as much as if we weren't there yet. Yeah, they keep changing the platform. Every time you get back on here, it's changed. And sometimes you don't have to show up as much as you did when you first started showing up. And yeah, elite, you got it. But I said I was going to be here. And I think back to a lesson my brother-in-law taught me many years ago that I learned, and sometimes I need to be reminded about stuff like this, is he told me this story of, and hopefully I won't have to get out quickly. Hopefully I don't feel like I'm going to faint, okay? So he told me this story of when he was in Mexico, and he was probably 12 or 13, and he told some other boys they were going to get up at 5 in the morning and go swimming. And then they were up late and all this kind of stuff. And then he left there and went to his mentor's house. Now his mentor was a sorcerer and a shaman. And if any of you are brand new to me, you'll find I talk a lot about shamanism. There's no dogma behind it. It's the oldest system of thought on the planet. And yeah, some people have heard me tell this story before. And so the boys broke up, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning. And he went to his mentor's house, who was a shaman. And he said, we were going to go swimming tomorrow, but I'm not going to go. And his mentor said, why not? And my brother-in-law said, well, they're probably not going to go either because it's late. So if they're not going to go, I'm not going to get up early and I'm not going to go. And his mentors said, it doesn't matter whether they show up or not. What matters is that you said you would be there. And if you said you would be there, then be there. And I remember a story, so self-integrity, do what you say you're going to do. Now, in fairness to myself, because my team kind of knows this, but they still don't know it all the way, even though they've been around me, but they're very kind and very compassionate. And when you work with a shaman, it can be very, 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 very hard to show up sometimes. And a lot of times I'm worse off than what I let people know because I know it's going to pass. So I don't know how many of you have been here for any amount of time, but last year in 2020, when I had heart failure and a stroke, I was bad. I mean, I was really bad sometimes. I was really bad. And the team kind of gave me a pass for an amount of time, recognizing, and my team is really efficient and they get things done. And there were a lot of days that I might be throwing up 2 or 3 minutes before I hopped on a live. And like I said today, if I turn the camera away for a minute, I don't think I'm going to have to throw up today, but I'm not doing all that great. So thank you guys. So it's a lesson that I have learned, but I can also be reminded sometimes of it, is that if you say you're going to show up, and we're human, none of us are perfect, okay? And I want to share there, I don't expect anybody to become robots. So for example, my home designer, she's an interior designer and decorator, was going to bring over some art today. I bought some original, like my new home in Sedona, I bought a bunch of original art and some fine art. Like for example, one of the pieces that I have coming over is it's who's seen the block letters by an artist named Robert Indiana from the 60s, and it has the block letter with the words, the letters L-O-V-E, and it's L-O and then V-E underneath, and they're block letters. And so I bought one of Robert Indiana's signed lithographs by the artist. Obviously, it was signed 20 years ago, and I acquired the piece of art for the primary bedroom in the home. Sometimes I feel more energy, sometimes I feel more depleted when doing lives, and my energy is low. But the point is my designer said for literally 2 months, she goes, I'm going to come get the pieces that you have, the lithographs. I will take them to the frame shop and I will pick out the frames for them. So it literally, she lives here in town, took her 2 months to come over and pick up the artwork, to take it and have it done. And she said she was going to do it 2 or 3 times. Didn't do it. And she said she was going to bring one of the pieces back today. Well, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't heard from her, which she's already, here's where I want to go. She has already trained me that when I say I'm going to, when she says, not me, and that might be a Freudian slip, like I said, I have work to do too. She's already trained me that when she says she's not going, can't talk today, my brain is muddled. She's trained me that when she says she's going to do something, I already know she's not going to do it when she says she's going to do it. Why? Because she's trained me. And I have many pieces of evidence in front of me telling me that when she says it, it's not going to happen. So our self-integrity, I don't want to reveal too much now, but I'm helping my students with this. But I hired a coach, and he's a former Navy SEAL. Oh, guys, I got plenty. Trust me. Thank you, guys. I'm drinking lots of water and liquids. He's a former Navy SEAL, and I only hired him for one reason: is my daily regimen working with a shaman, Don Javier. He's given me a lot of remedies. A lot of it is ancient wisdom. A lot of it's channeled, and these are things you need to heal. Now, look at me. It's been, I don't know, November till now, what, 8 months since I had a stroke. And for most practical purposes, I'm completely normal. I mean, I was thinking last night that after the stroke, which I had right here in my home office, I went to the hospital. I mean, I called my sister. She called 911. They came and got me. My brother-in-law was here before also when 911 got here. And I remember in the ER looking at my sister. I couldn't talk. I had lost my ability to speak. And that happens with some people with a stroke, and they have to go through rehab. And I haven't really thought about this and shared it publicly till now, but I'm sharing all this for a reason, I suppose. I lost my ability to talk. And that was on a Thursday. And when I went to the hospital and I was flown to Phoenix via airlift, and 2 days later, I woke up in the ICU. Now, whole different life is I knew where I was and I knew what was happening. Thank you, guys. I knew what was happening, yet I wasn't conscious at all for days. And I could talk. I could talk just fine. And I left the hospital 2 days later, fully functional. No dysfunction whatsoever in my physical function, my dexterity. The only dysfunction I had was a bit of memory, which is back, pretty much 99.9%. Yeah, I'm a miracle. But the reality is, all of us can be miracles. And the reality is, my brother-in-law helped me. And he'll never say it like this in any kind of arrogant or condescending way, ever, ever, ever. But he said to me, he goes, in the work that I did with you, I saved you from 6 months of physical therapy to a year of physical therapy. And that's because he can move energy. And the only reason, I don't know why I'm telling you that, but the reason I'm telling you is I've watched him over the years. Always been self-integral. Anytime and every time, not some, but in 25 years. Yeah, exactly, Elite. Who is that, by the way? What's the name of Elite Coaching? Yeah, shamanism is amazing. And this, guys, for any of you that are new to me, shamanism is not a religion. It's not dogma. It's literally looking at the higher function of your being as an energetic being and a physical being and communion with the energy on the planet and animals and trees and everything else. But anyway, so I remember one time, about 5 years ago, he was telling me about a device that when I was on vacation with him one time, I didn't have a live was going to go here, but I'm going to go with it, is we were on vacation and I was doing some yoga and I pulled my back and this is probably 5 years ago, I was probably 50. And I was walking like an old man, like I pulled like, what sciatic nerve or sciatic, whatever it's called. And I was in pain and I was walking like a hobbled old man. And he goes, come on. He goes, come back to my bedroom. And he goes, get on the bed, pull up your shirt and give me access to your back and your upper back. And I didn't know what he had, but it sounded like kind of like an electric razor. And he started using it on my back, and I could feel where I had pain. I could feel this thing like pulling at my skin. It was really interesting. So where I had no pain, it would glide over and no noise. But where I had pain, it was pulling at my skin. And he did that for about 30 minutes. I was in pain when he started, but he did that for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I got up like brand new, no pain. And it wasn't rife. No, it wasn't rife. It was, it's a PCM machine. And they're ancient. I'll leave it at that. They're created by Russians in the 50s, and the Russians created them based upon ancient technology. I'll leave it at that. Read between the lines. And I was like, people go to their doctor for this and everything else, and here I am. I'm up like nothing happened to me. So anyway, he told me, he goes, I'll get you one. And I don't know, it was a month or two later, and he hadn't gotten it for me. And you can find them on Amazon, PCM. That's the acronym. I think they're called about the PCM 6. They're about this big. They're like a man's razor or a woman's razor. I don't know who uses them, but a razor. And they're about that tall. And they have all they have is a little electrode on the back. They have a window on the front, electrode on the back. And he came over for dinner one night. It's about 3 months after this. And he had under his arm. Now, I had thought, prior to him coming over for dinner, that's the first time in 20-something years he's let me down, when he hasn't done what he said he's going to do. And he walked in that night, and he had one under his arm. And he goes, here you go, it finally came in. And I'm like, wow. As usual, he did what he said he was going to do. So I gave you an example here of my designer. I gave you an example of me being here today. Candidly, I'm honored to work with you guys. Do I want to be here today? If I'm telling you the truth, hell no. I'd much rather be, which I will be in about 10 minutes, either in my office. I have a living area in here, and I'm going to get on the couch and watch a movie, or I'm going upstairs to the den to watch something up there. When we feel bad, the last thing we want to do is act like we don't feel bad. And I don't mean to be self-pity and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to get into I feel bad and looking for the self-pity. But we also, my thinking is very convoluted today also. So if I lose my train of thought, I'm just telling you that when you're sick, your head gets all clouded and fuzzy and everything else. So did I want to be here today? No. No. But I'm here, and I'm glad I am here, because I can share these lessons with you. And hopefully, instead of coaching today, because I don't have the mental bandwidth to coach today, because I have to pay attention, and I'm not there today. But I have at least have the mental bandwidth to babble for a few minutes. And, look at my brother-in-law, Don Javier. I don't care how bad he feels. I don't feel so great, tell you that. When I look at him, even if which he does a lot, even if he feels bad, yeah, my watch is intentionally upside down because it's upside down to you because you're looking at upside down. Duh. That's why it's right side up to me. Hello. So unless the camera's flipping something, no, he doesn't do live. He doesn't do anything in public. Shamans don't go in public. You will never meet a shaman unless a shaman wants you to meet him or her, or allows you to meet him or her. Let me just go. These people that say they're shamans on social media, yes, he's a real shaman. Oh yeah, you know that. He's a real shaman. Like you would find him in the Amazon And you don't find shamans down there. You don't just bump into a shaman on the corner in the Amazon. You're there because they want you to find them. Otherwise, you wouldn't find them. And these people on social media that say, oh, I'm the money shaman. No, you're not. You're full of shit. A real shaman, he will never tell you that he's a shaman. A real shaman will never tell you they're a shaman unless you know them. In which kind of way have you changed after the stroke? That's a wonderful question. I think one of the main things that I recognized is I don't mind showing you. I'm an open book. I don't mind showing you my house. I'm in the office, and there's the couch over there, and I was over there, and there's the couch over there in my office. That's where I was standing up doing some things, and kaboom, I went down on that couch. And something I've always known is, which Don Javier has talked about for years, that any day is a good day to leave the planet. Why? Because there is no such thing as death. And what I learned in that experience is that so many people fear death, but you're not going to know when you die, transition. Because when that happened to me, I went down in a matter of maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Boom, down. See, well-being, you're off track there. Let me explain. How does sales align with spiritual sales? I don't understand. When you go down from whatever you go down from in life, the thing is this, you're not going to know you go down. You're not going to know you go down. And so when I went down, I didn't know I went down. I didn't know it for a couple of days until I woke up and I knew it. But in that moment, completely unaware, as if I'd already left the planet. And there's all kind of things that happened that I won't go into now. But that's one of the main things that I really was just a big aha. And there were so many more that I can talk about another live. My energy's a little low today. I'm not going to be very long. Somebody mentioned sales and spirituality. Everything is spirituality. Everything. It's just a matter of to what degree it's spirituality. Most people don't experience spirit. Most people practice what they think is spirituality when in fact it's actually a religion, which is dogma. Spirituality is literally your connection to divine essence, your complete connection to divine essence without dogma in between. When you go, to the Catholic Church and they tell you that you've got to go through the priest for all these kind of things, that's not spirituality, that's human dogma. Spirituality is when you go to source yourself, which is why sorcerers are called sorcerers. They go to the source themselves. Okay, guys, I'd love to go more, but my energy is starting to wane already, and I've overextended my welcome today, so I don't pass out in front of you. I'm going to call it a day and hit the couch. You guys, check your email. I plan on being back next week. You guys make it a great week, and I will talk to you guys later, okay? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.